Right, so today we're going to be doing a wheel bearing on a Discovery 2 TD5. Mine's 2004, but I think it's like 1998 to 2004, something like that. Either way, it's pretty simple to be fair, but obviously if you watch this, give it a like, subscribe, keep subscribing so we can start getting paid and then we can actually work in a garage instead of outside in the fucking rain. But yeah, let's crack on.
With the wheel bearing, what you want to do, what I always do is, whilst it's on the floor and the handbrake's on the back, you want to just get a screwdriver in between there, like that, and tap it up so the tab comes off that, because I've not got a gun here at the moment. And then once that tab's tapped up, you'll be able to undo this bolt, this nut, that holds the half shaft in. It's a fairly simple job. I've already loosened off all the wheel nuts. It's on the jack stand ready to go, but I just need to do this before I jack it up because I've not got the gun on me. If you had a gun, you could just wind that off at any time and just hold it. But as I've not got no one else to press the brake or anything, I'm going to do this now. I didn't manage to get that hub nut off. Literally snapped my extension bar because then a deep dish. I had to use an extension bar to get to the hub nut, and it snapped my extension bar. So we're claiming a new one of them on warranty. But apart from that, I'm either going to lend a gun off someone that's closer, or I'm going to get someone to tread on the brakes, and then we'll try it again with a longer bar, and then we'll go from there. But the next thing you want to take off is this little Phillips screwdriver bit. Most of these are never in anymore, but just take that off. And then obviously you've got your carrier bolts around the back. I'll show you them when I get around to them. But yeah, this is gonna, if you can't get this out, it's gonna stop you for a bit longer. You might have to drill it out, but we'll try and get it out now. So obviously it's a Phillips head screw. I've just got a flat blade screwdriver bit. What you want to do is you want to just tap it in there, you ratchet. Crack it off. As you can see, that's now loose. So I'm able to take the disc off now, so we can then undo these caliper bolts. There's one here at the top and one just at the back here. And they are 12mm bolts. So you just get a spanner on them. As everything on here is going to be rusty. You might need to give the spanner a little knock with a hand, but they will come off fairly easily. Check a brake pads whilst he's doing it, which is what you should do. They look mint, to be fair. There's not really much of a lip on the disc, so they don't need doing anytime soon. I'm not too sure about the backs, but yeah, we'll crack on with this job. Mate's coming down later with his gun to undo the wheel nut, so I'm going to leave the caliper on for now until we get that undone. Then we'll be good to go.
It's the next morning now. Mate came with the gun last night to take the hub nut off. It was too dark to record, so I just left it for that day. It's next morning now, so we're just going to crack on from where we left off, and I'll make sure I get everything on video so you know how to follow the steps.
So we're just going to crack on, loosen these caliper bolts off. Just a little bolt like that, 12mm. Pull that one out as well. Then your caliper should just slide off. And tuck that away. Somewhere where it's not going to fall off. Right, so now these bolts are off. The back of the caliper carrier. Literally pull it off. I've taken the disc holding Phillips off.
and it should just be a case of wiggling the disc off. Might need 2 hands for this one. Yeah, just take that bolt off to get it out of the, sorry, the nut off to get it out of the way. But this should just slide off. There's your disc, and there's your wheel bearing. Right, so you can see the play in the wheel bearing. You can also see it better in the shaft as well. There's so much play in that shaft because of the wheel bearing. So simply now, what you're going to want to do is, you can see the back, the threaded part of the bolts on the front, and then there's one down here, and then so there's 4 in total. These are all around the back. See there, then there's one at the bottom on that side, one at the bottom down that side. These you just want to take off. I think they're 15mm. I'm going to take all these off now. You might need to turn the steering left to right to get to these. I'm not going to bother until I'm putting it back on and I need to tighten them up properly. I'll just work with how it is at the moment, and then I'll show you how to take the wheel bearing off. I've already pulled this cable out of the holder. We'll have to disconnect that from up inside. I assume that's where it goes because it's quite a long cable with no connections on it. Yeah, so we'll get to that when we get to that. And then you'll need to pop this wheel bearing off in between here. I'll take these 4 bolts off now that I've shown you, that you can see around the back, and then I'll come back to you. Right, so guys, I've got these 4 bolts out, and to get the actual wheel bearing out was an absolute fucking nightmare. That reminds me, I've got to take that nut back off. Yeah, to get the actual wheel bearing out, fucking nightmare. I had to shove a pry bar in there and pry it to get it out because I haven't got a puller. But yeah, it was sat flush like that, and now it's not. I'm going to clean up all this surface before I put anything back on with a wire brush. But I'll take this nut off now, and then it should just pull off, and I'll show you disconnecting the bonnet cable underneath the bonnet, and we'll go into it from there. So guys, if you look at the brake servo and look underneath, that's where your cable will be. I've just undone this one, so it needed 2 hands. The other side is down behind the brake servo, unplugged. We'll pull that through now from, so we'll unplug that from there. We'll pull that through. It should just thread through like that. So obviously you can see the connection lever end. This one you just need to wiggle it off. There's no other way of doing it. Squeeze both hands into the engine bay and just wiggle backwards and forwards to pop that connection off.
Right, so the new wheel bearing's on, all fresh, all the wheel nuts done up, hub nut done up, and then you see that little tab on the new nut, bash that down, so then it's not going to spin left or right, no matter what. All the cables all plumbed in, shows you all the building back up of it, so you don't need to know anything about that. But that's pretty much it. I got one last thing to show you at the end of the video. Don't go anywhere, because this is a good one. You might be interested, if you're over Discovery 2, you might be interested in this. I'll show you now. This is a one-off made for, so this is the cross member for the front of the chassis. Basically what we've done is extended it round for the 4-inch lift, because the prop catches. So you see under here where the prop comes down, don't know if you can see. So where the prop comes down there, it splits the boot. So usually you can buy spacers, but the spacers include extra long bolts which can shear off. So what we've done here is made a U shape, so it sits down underneath your prop. Also the spacer will make that the whole bar sit lower down. Instead of just one piece sitting lower down, the spacer makes the whole bar sit lower down, therefore it's going to capture more things. This is on the diff side, so in theory that sits no lower than the diff at all. It's only a couple of inches off, just to give you that extra space. So if you're running anything 4-inch plus and your prop is catching on your front chassis cross member, these are the things for you. I mean, I'm going to start producing them. They're obviously second hand but repainted, done by a professional fabricator. If you're interested in these, obviously just let me know in the comments. That's all you can do. Just let me know in the comments, and we'll see what we can do price wise for you. Obviously collection is going to be cheaper because it is quite a big item. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. This is all done now, so we're back on the road. If this gets you back on the road, I'd appreciate you to like and subscribe to the channel, and then we might have some more stuff coming soon for you. Thank you very much.